This holiday season, every time you purchase a 12-ounce SnortBucks coffee, a portion of the proceeds will be given to the Penny Foundation, the world's premier charity dedicated to helping down-on-their-luck content creators pay their daily bills.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money. I need my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill.
So stop by your local SnortBucks today and help send some Penny their way.
Hey yo, I just want to say shout out to my red bike. It got stolen about a year ago, and I think about you every day. But you know, now I got a blue bike, and it's not the same, but it's a new life, a new journey. So rest in pedals, red bike, I love you. I like to bask in the tropics with a flask in my pocket. If you acting no brolic, I'll start laughing and mocking like a charismatic parrot that is a comic. Now I'm feeling like the shit, cause I'm rapping with phonics. Loose off of Jen Ricky's, perusing Sin City, riding my Schwinn smooth like the swing of Ken Griffey. And the felt of the velvet, I said hell with a helmet. I can tell that you're jealous of the smell of the shellfish.
Alright, so sorry, that wasn't the smooth transition into this that I would have liked it to be, but that is what that is. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. This is the Snort Report. I am your host, and let's go ahead and get right into it. So, like I said, I said I'd be back, but don't count on that in the long term because you never know. Life comes at you fast. But while I've got the time to do it, and while I'm motivated and feel good enough to do it, why not? So, why are you guys here? We are here to talk about, let's see here, the Call of Duty session that happened November 1st of 2024. I saw a video by, excuse me, Ann, I think Mighty D and Snorpernell, that had snip bids of it or whatever. So I had Diggs go back, pull it up for me, big ups to Raw Phil, and we're able to get into the situation because apparently we have a revolt amongst the Paypigs and whales that came over there from Kino Casino. Seems like an interesting subject to go into in some way, shape, or form, right? So let's go ahead and talk about it. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my TED Talk. With that being said, the revolt of a Paypig, for any given reason, is nothing new, nor should anybody be surprised. This particular Paypig, or whale, or just viewer, Dent, whatever you want to call him, some guy named Void, apparently has chosen to revolt because he was pushing for DSP to do a co-op with the viewers, or even with contributors, whatever you want to call them. And he felt a certain type of way that DSP didn't mind doing co-ops with Kino Casino and not them. With that being said, he's trying to convince other Paypigs, contributors, whales, whatever the fuck you want to call them. He wants to try to convince them to not contribute to DSP anymore. Also, I think Volt actually streams on Kick, so he does have a bit of a foothold in there. He seems brave enough to speak his mind on it. Last time I heard, it was about 50-50 on how people feel about it. Whatever. Let's go ahead and get into the video itself. Let's see what to make of it, if anything's interesting or whatnot. History has taught us that this wasn't the first time that this was going to happen to DSP, let alone will it be the last. This has happened on Twitch. It's happened on YouTube. It happens wherever DSP goes. One of the reasons why for that is because DSP doesn't respect anybody. He doesn't respect you, and he doesn't respect your money. So he damn sure don't respect your money, given how he spends it. So why the fuck do you think he would respect any of you? You guys are idiots who show up to his streams and give him money, despite the fact that there's little armies of detractors, trolls, haters, and critics out here who tell you not to do so. He doesn't appreciate it. He's going to spend it frivolously, and he'll be right back the next day, despite how much you give him, to ask for more, to beg for more. So can't have any sympathy for any of that. Whatever. Supposedly, Void is trying to align himself with any detractor, troll, hater, or critic that he can. Having Dents as refugees is nothing new. I don't know exactly how that's going to be handled. I don't know who he's trying to migrate himself over to, but I'm sure he's going to try to latch himself onto somebody. Good luck to him on that, for whatever the hell that's worth. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's just go back into the usual situation where another idiot learns his lesson the hard way, and DSP will try to flip-flop on whether he tries to hold them in pocket while no one else doing the exact same thing, or does he get rid of him to make an example out of him and try to scare everybody else into position. Not this, which is kind of hilarious because DSP can't scare shit for shit, but whatever. With that being said, let's go ahead and just jump into it. Let's see here. Sorry, it's been a while since I've actually like had to make any of this shit happen. Holy fuck. Let's see. What is our background? I don't even know. Let's go with this one. That seems appropriate. That seems appropriate. I mean, keep in mind, you got people out here playing checkers when there's really chess going on, but a dent's a dent no matter how you look at it. So that's a thing. And here's the start of it. All right, so let's see here. Let me make sure that I have this the way I need to. And start giving our shout outs. Big ups to Raw Phil. This is where the footage is actually coming from. Yet again, I saw a couple other detractors that had their own reference videos, if you will, of it. So, which is kind of what gave me the idea. Big ups to Diggs for going ahead and pulling the edit on it, and I very much appreciate that. And you know, let's not hold off any longer. Let's get into the nonsense. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And let's get into the video. Here we go.
I have a trophy system. That's impossible. I have a trophy system and the grenade still killed me. How did that make any sense?
Now, I got to be honest with you. There's been a lot of sketchy shit that's been going on in Call of Duty. Not to try to defend Phil, but I got to be honest about this. In Black Ops 6, especially Nuketown. If you guys got a chance to watch my previous broadcast, I spoke about that a little bit in my little gaming segment. Probably won't be one of those in this one. But it is kind of sketchy. It is kind of sketchy, to be honest. But this guy's an idiot. So what I'm guessing the situation is whoever it was tossed the Semtex as DSP was throwing down the trophy system, or even just before that, because there is a bit of a time delay, as you guys know. And even though he threw the trophy system down, if the explosive already pre-existed, then there's nothing you can really do about that. We can bring it back to try to see if we can get a better angle on it. If not, there are other videos you can check out to get a better perspective. But that's my assumption, that they tossed that shit before he threw the trophy system, and then, you know, boom, blown up piggy.
I have a trophy system. That's impossible. I have a trophy system and the grenade still killed me. How did that make any sense? I had a fucking trophy system and the grenade still killed me. What is going on?
No more sight. Boom, enemy is down. This feels right.
I don't even know. Can you explain that? I have a trophy system and a grenade still comes in the window and kills me. Alright. I've had enough. I've had enough of this fucking guy. I'll take care of it right now.
Riveting information. It's absolutely riveting content here. Really setting the standard, Phil. Oh boy. The literal definition of dead air. I'm just trying to match his
tired
energy.
of fucking people trying to cause drama. I'm so fucking tired of it, and I'm not gonna fucking have it. I'm just not.
Sorry, let me bring that part back.
I'm so tired of fucking people trying to cause drama. I'm so fucking tired of it, and I'm not gonna fucking have it. I'm just not.
All targets declared hostile. Happy hunting, Crimson. Taking Alpha.
Really, all I want to do is play games and have fun. You have drama queen bitches on the internet causing problems. I've had it.
What a pathetic thing for a 42-year-old man to have to say on the internet. All I want to do is sit down, play games, and have fun. That's really, really sad. And incredibly childlike and whatnot, which must, you know, feed into his autism, which is damn near confirmed at this point that the dude's autistic. Which it wasn't like we didn't already know that. It's just nice to get some confirmation on some shit. But where was that energy? Since we're talking about keeping that energy up, right? Where was all that energy when you were over there with Kino Casino, right? And they were beating the fuck down on Rich, when they were trying to get you into shit with Cog, when you started shit with Cog, when they were trying to get you in shit with Ethan Ralph, when you were starting shit with Ethan Ralph. Where was all that energy then? I don't remember him sitting around saying he just wanted to sit down, play video games, and have fun then. But we want to do that now, though, right? Okay, I'm just asking. Consistency. That's all I'm asking for.
Taking Bravo underway. Zone A secure. Controlling Bravo.
That reaction time. That reaction time. Hold on, let me bring that back. Holy shit. That's probably why he doesn't use the Ami system at all. And I don't blame him because it's kind of gimmicky anyway. I mean, the slide shit definitely manipulates the fuck out of the camera, which is just going to make it harder for people. I mean, a good rule of thumb is just to be pointing your gun at a 45-degree angle downwards, to be honest. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I think the Ami system itself is gimmicky as shit. That shit's just highlight reel type stuff. That's what people are going to use with it. If, of course, we could get the theater system to work. Womp womp.
Bravo.
Like I said, those reactions, baby. Those reactions. What is this? Oh man, has no situational awareness, has no idea of his surroundings, has no reaction time whatsoever, and I'm supposed to believe that this guy is decent at Street Fighter. Oh no, I'm sorry, is above average at Street Fighter, at fighting games as a whole. Okay, I'm just saying. I mean, it's just you need just as much reactions in a fighting game as you do in a first-person shooter. I think. I mean, even more so, to be honest, at times. But yeah, okay, sure, gotcha.
Now hold it.
Here, I'm gonna tell. Fuck this. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Right now, Void is streaming, and he's trying to get my other supporters in his chat, like Rend, who's been a huge supporter over here, and he's talking all kinds of shit about me. Yeah, Rend, dude, I've had it with this shit. That guy, I don't know what his problem is. I have no issue with Void at all. Last few days, he's coming in here, and every single stream, he's negative. He's like, oh, so you're gonna do co-op with Kino Casino and not with viewers? Oh, so now all of your supporters are on disability and that's why they're paying you today because they're all got their disability checks and shit. He's saying awful shit.
I mean, it is a true statement though. That's legitimately a true statement. To be honest. Like, I don't know why we're really getting upset about it. Like, Who cares? If mentally and physically enabled people want to give you money, I mean, so be it. You might as well own it at this point. I don't know why you're sitting there getting butthurt about it. Because the people in the audience don't give a shit. Remember, just like what DSP said, hey, it doesn't matter that he's lied to them, right? They don't care. They like me for who they are. Okay, well, if that's the case, if this is how these people are, Phil, if this is what makes up your viewer base / fan base, I mean, are you ashamed of it? Are you embarrassed by the fact that you have so many mentally and physically disabled people in your audience? And the fact that, realistically speaking, the only way that they would be able to raise the capital to support you would be through government aid and or government funding? I don't know, champ. I mean, for someone who's in a redemption arc, I don't know why he would let a little thing like that bother you. Let's be honest, Phil, you're not a normal person. The people who watch you aren't normal. Who cares? You're going to go ahead and laugh your way to the bank anyway, right? You didn't mind. That didn't bother you when you were rallying all of those same people to stick it to the trolls, right? To stick it to the haters, to get felted amongst the detractors and shit, right? So why is it bothering you now? I don't know. I'm just asking questions.
Casino and not with viewers. Oh, so now all of your supporters are on disability and that's why they're paying you today because they're all got their disability checks and shit. He's saying awful shit. Okay? And it's constant. It's not like he did it once. He's been doing it like every day. So this morning I said, dude, you can't do that in the chat. So now he's trying to get you in the chat to convince you that I'm a bad person and shit. Like, what is going on? That guy, I don't know what the fuck his problem is. And I've been nothing but, Void, I've been nothing but fucking nice to you. Nothing but nice to you. And I've had enough. So you're either going to act like a normal fucking human or you're going to get the fuck out of my community. You're trying to be toxic and shit? Yeah, Void, that's a fucking insult. Not all of my viewers are on disability paying for my contributions with disability checks. That's insanely insulting.
Whether it's 1 or 100, who gives a shit? It is still a true statement. You may not like it, but it's still a true statement. Which, well, I don't know why I'm even bringing that up. It's not like DSP knows anything about making truthful statements, right? This is the same idiot who coined the phrase, it was an answer. It doesn't matter if it was honest or not or truthful. It was an answer. So I guess I'm kind of wasting my time on that part. But, we're doing it for the shits and giggles.
Insanely fucking insulting to say. Seriously. What are you saying? Fuck him. You know what? Fuck him. He's gone. Seriously, I can't take this shit. I can't have him saying this awful stuff. And now he's in there. He actually had Rend in there in the chat. Now, Rend has been one of my biggest supporters on K. Rend, he brought you in there. He's saying nasty shit about me, right? I've said nothing bad about this guy. Literally 3-4 days in a row, he's been like this. I don't know what his problem is.
Well, what about all the fucking crazy ass shit you have said about other people who never had anything to do with you, never had any interaction with you, that don't even know you exist at times? You had no problem taking any shots at them, but because one Paypig is trying to convince other Paypigs, apparently, he may be a Paypig, he may not be, it doesn't matter, he's a Dent because he's over there no matter what. But you got one Dent trying to convince another Paypig or a whale that, hey, this guy isn't worth your money, maybe you shouldn't do that anymore. You want to get butthurt over it? Even though this is the same idiot, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into our lore segment here a little bit. This is the same idiot that back in his heyday, when gaming started to become profitable on YouTube and vloggers started to go ahead and make that jump, he tried to convince the few idiots that were following him at that time to not cross over and watch other people's content because he said they weren't real gamers. They weren't legitimate and whatnot. They're already big on YouTube. They're already making all their money through vlogs and whatnot, which was the only way you could make money on YouTube at that particular time. Unless you were Darkside Phil, of course, who had a PayPal account and he was going ahead and soliciting / begging for donations through that PayPal. But then again, he omits that part of his history, but semantics. Anyway, he didn't mind going ahead and shitting on those vloggers and shit who were coming in and making money off the gaming sphere. Which, to be honest with you, especially looking in hindsight, DSP should be grateful. Because as a lot of those bigger content creators came in with better quality, with actual ideas, right, to push the content, it's what blew gaming up. It's what blew gaming up on YouTube. It helped the industry in a lot of ways, and more importantly, it brought more money in. DSP didn't do that. DSP has never done that. If anything, DSP has not just been a hindrance on gaming as a whole, but certainly on every gaming community that he's ever been in on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, respectfully. Let alone the communities that take in that information who have, unfortunately, stumbled upon him and what is considered his shit-ass content. DSP has not contributed anything to anything that he's ever done. He's never paved the way. He's never looked out for the people who came after him. He hasn't done any of that. He's a cancer. He's a parasite. He leeches off people and then moves on to the next. I don't want to give Void too much credit and say that he saw the warning signs and he decided to wake the fuck up. Maybe he did. Maybe someone put the idea in his head. Who cares? The point being is that the dude's not lying. Let's continue.
I think he's talking with the wrong people. He's probably talking to Doody, and he's probably talking to other detractors, and they're going over there, and they're making this guy act this way. And I don't know what it is, but I mean, it's supposed to be a positive community, and he's coming in here saying awful things about stuff, you know? And now I get a tip, and someone's like, just so you know, Void now has your supporters in his chat, including Ren, and he's talking, saying negative things about you. And so what he's trying to do is stir up drama so that people will basically not support you anymore. What the fuck? And by the way, I literally just went over there and became a paid sub of his, because he's my first paid sub. So I said, here, I'm going to go back. You just got your monetization. I'm going to become a paid sub of yours, right?
So just for context, how important is Ren? Because I don't know how one Paypig / whale, you know what I'm saying, goes ahead and kills off the entire Dent orchestra. I don't really understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not throwing up King Tut money, right? Or Tutmosis, however, some people believe he was two people, might have been. He's not throwing up Emerald 7 money. So, like, how important is he? How significant is he? How down bad is DSP financially that if one Paypig / whale could possibly ruin everything to where he's freaking out like that? Ironically enough, just a second. Doesn't this, ladies and gentlemen, give more credence to the fact that there literally is only 3 to 5 people who support the streams pretty much all the time, and that's it? Doesn't this reinforce that? I don't know. It's like watching a hungry mutt, you know what I'm saying, run around for scraps. That's literally what he looked like. Whatever. Let's listen in. Maybe there's more context to this.
And it's like, what the fuck, man? So I can't have the drama, dude. I can't have it. I've had enough. I'm 42 years old. I don't have time for drama. I'm supposed to be playing Call of Duty, but I have to stop playing now in order to deal with this. No, I don't. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to have someone.
And yet again, this goes back to how much of a parasite he is, right? Because he don't mind having the drama on Kino Casino stream, right? He don't mind reaping the rewards that comes from gifted memberships or contributions to his PayPal when he's over there, when it's on their platform, when they have to deal with the fallout of the bullshit, and he gets to scurry away to the Snort Fort essentially risk-free. You don't mind it there, right? But if he has to actually deal with it directly, it's a problem. Which is weird, because it's the same guy who was housing a pedophile, and when he went over to this other place over here, Kino Casino, which he was starting to think was a safe space, and he ended up getting called out on it, he was so resistant to go ahead and clean up the mess. Or to deal with the mess, let alone start cleaning it up. And why was that? Because when he came back to his own community, if you want to call it a community, by the way, it's really nothing more than a roach nest, he was going to have to deal with the fallout. Because who knows what other little sickos that are over there in Darkside Phil's fucking community and shit. We don't know shit about Void. So who knows what the crazy shit he's in. We saw what happened with the Anonymous situation, let alone some of the other nonsense that some of these other guys have exhibited. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there before you guys start championing us. no putting. Excuse me. Before you guys start championing any of these fucking refugees that are coming out of the fucking out of Goutopia, out of the vortex over there. Maybe, just maybe, you should be a little bit careful about who these people are. Just saying. Just putting it out there.
going behind my back, talking shit, trying to cause problems. And by the way, we got someone stupid on YouTube I'm banning right now as well.
And I would think at this point, someone would have told this idiot that you could have a combined or a joint chat, right? Where it could actually show who's on what platform and who's on the other, and through DSP's own hub, he can ban people even easier just off one chat. Instead of separating them off, making it believe like there are more people that are interacting with his content than really is. Semantics. I shouldn't be trying to go ahead and discount this man's sorry, that's what he's been looking for, is retribution. This guy's redemption arc, right? Because the internet loves him and everything, even though we have less viewers on YouTube than we ever had, not just on stream, but on the videos, as well as there's 10, 15, 30 people in the Kick chat at any given time? Whatever.
I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Ren, you were over there, right? So what's going on over there? I want it from someone who was in the chat. Is that what's going on over there? Because I can't believe that Void said that. And
wait. Why have you've already condemned Void of doing the crime? Now you're trying to retroactively get the proof? So is this innocent before proven guilty? I don't know. This is starting to mirror the actual justice system. Let's bring this back a bit. Why are we asking for evidence now? You made it sound like you had him dead to rights. You said it with such confidence and conviction. Now we need to go ahead and get fucking witness ID and shit, or first-hand identification, or first-hand witness identification, I should say, to fucking figure out if the crime really happened. Why don't you just pull up his stream and actually see if you can, and look at it there? Because the chat's going to be there retroactively anyway. Why not just do that? Why take the word of people? I thought you can't trust people in what they say. It's the internet. It's understandable. But you want to take the word of one Paypig over another one? Whatever. This right here has all the makings of yet again another fucking Dent civil war, where a bunch of idiots sit there and fucking claw at each other for Darkseid Phil's fucking entertainment while he reaps the rewards of the fucking disability dollar. That's literally all this sounds like.
I want it from someone who was in the chat. Is that what's going on over there? Because I can't believe that Void said that in the chat this morning. The disabled thing is fucked up beyond belief. He would say fucked up stuff like that. And he thinks that's funny. It's like, that's something that's a blatant insult to a fan base. Yeah, I think Ahmad banned him because he said it again. Here, I'm unbanning him. I think Ahmad banned.
Wait, I thought you said you were done with him. Now all of a sudden we're retroactively bringing him back? Why would you unban him when you've already convicted him of the crime and you're trying to retroactively get fucking witness IDs to pin him to it? But then you're going to unban him? Well, make it make sense. Does this sound like someone who has any integrity and is willing to stand up for his own community? Or is it someone looking to try to keep a Paypig / whale in pocket and is trying to appease them while trying to also appease the audience as a whole? Just something to think about.
Because he said it again. He was butthurt about not playing with you. I don't think he understands that the precautions you need to take in order to getting a community play due to detractors. Yeah, I'm literally not even against it. I would have done it.
Oh, you mean like how you would have gone ahead and... sorry, let me get a little ahead of myself. You mean like how you would have sent Stuttering Craig, and side scrollers the information, the proof that you didn't have the Down from the Rafters account and shit if Craig would have just emailed you back right away? You mean like that? You would have done it? DSP is literally the example of why some people shouldn't be parents. right? Because he's a shitty person, let alone he'd make a shitty parent. But then again, if you guys know your lore, this is the same idiot who said, give your kids everything they want. This is over the Wolverine fucking action figure nonsense. Give your kids everything that they want, so I guess your kid is appeased? Whatever. But how are you going to sit there and say that when you know you weren't going to? The dude gave a justifiable reason. It's not really justifiable because what good is a community if you can't interact with them? And interaction isn't them just giving you money. It's kind of like a two-way street, but semantics. How is it that you're going to sit there and say, I would have done something when someone already made the excuse for you why you can't do it because of trolls or whatever the fuck? And whatever happens to DSP on the internet's going to hurt his wife, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because Kino Casino has been taking shots at you and her, and DSP hasn't said anything about her crying downstairs. Yet again, semantics. I'm bringing up stuff that don't have a logical answer, so why am I expecting one?
If it wasn't for I make the lobby and then everyone fucking jumps in the lobby, that's a troll and ruins it. I've done it. I've been here and done this before.
You could have made a private lobby, and that is something that exists. And as it pertains to matchmaking or private matchmaking, things have changed. You could do things are a little bit easier now. Whatever, let's bring this back. Oh my god, someone spends his fucking life on the internet and don't know shit about it. Someone who calls himself a fucking gamer and has made money, made a living, quote unquote, off gaming, which is not true. He's made his living off of begging, but semantics. He's made a living off the internet and shit, off gaming, and he yet doesn't know not a goddamn thing about it. That's so fucking wild. Just imagine you, ladies and gentlemen, for just a second. Humor me for just a second. That you go from game to game to game, playing each and every one of them the exact fucking same way, right? Which is the first knock against them. And truth be told, really not knowing anything about it. He doesn't know shit about the games that he plays. He just plays them all the same, which is basically just running his odds-shaped head against the fucking wall until either his head gives way or the wall does. It's the same idiot who's on these multiple platforms and tells you almost habitually that he knows what's going on, he knows how everything works. And then when someone points out that you're blatantly wrong, then he has to backtrack and say, oh, well, I wasn't sure, or oh, someone told me that, or the last time I read something. But then he doesn't give you any more context on who told you it, when did you read it, where did you read it. He'll never do any of that. Never provide any receipts. Just make the statements and just move off of it. Like, just trust me, bro. Just trust me, dude. I know what I'm doing. Even though he fucks up in every way, shape, or form. And then when it comes to the success, or lack thereof, I should say, of success on the internet, he goes ahead and immediately runs to his detractors, trolls, haters, and critics, not admitting that long before detractor content was even made against him, he was already slipping and falling. Darkside Phil only had his original run of success, if you even want to call it that, because I can dissect that all day on how it wasn't. But his years of success was really from like 2012 to like 2015. If that. I might even be generous. Most people would probably say it's from like the end of 2010 to 2013. But I think it's really like 2011, 2012 to like 2014, 2015. That was it. Like his real run was when he was able to monetize content on YouTube. And it was literally brief. It was brief. It was only for a few years. And it was really when he was on Machinima. And then after a couple of years, they started cutting his pay because he wasn't producing, which is how I justify my statement. That's neither here nor there.
The detractors. Yeah, I'm literally not even against it. I would have done it if it wasn't for I make the lobby and then everyone fucking jumps in the lobby. That's a troll and ruins it. I've done it. I've been here and done this before. I've been doing this for 16 years. You understand me? 16 years. I know what works and what doesn't. I know what my detractors can ruin and what they don't, right?
Oh, that's unfortunate. If you knew what your detractors could do and wouldn't do, I guess, how'd you let Streamlabs fall from under you? How'd you let Stream Elements fall from under you? How'd you get yourself booted? How did you lose Twitch? And will actually lose your managed partnership on Twitch. Huh. These are all three things that he contributes to detractors, trolls, haters, and critics. How is it that sponsorships won't do business with you? And why won't they? But you understand all the angles that your detractors, trolls, haters, and critics come at you at. Let me ponder that a little bit longer.
So I don't know where the drama is coming in here. right? I don't get it. I really don't understand it. Can I fucking play games and not have to get messages from people that people are talking shit about me in other chats, that people are trying to tell my big supporters that I'm an asshole? Can we stop? I'm 42. I'm not putting up with it anymore. Like, it's tremendous that I'm even putting up with this. I should be playing the game right now. And instead, this is in a video and on a stream. This is a waste of time.
So yet again, why'd you unban him? If he got banned for a reason that you believe, a reason that you're retroactively trying to pin on him, why'd you unban him?
This is so dumb. Yeah, Void, you are being disingenuous. You're 100% being disingenuous. Because you came in here this morning and you insulted all of my fucking supporters. Publicly. And you're...
Are you sure? Because last time I checked, we were still trying to gather evidence on that. We were still trying to get first-hand eyewitness accounts on that. Are you sure? I'm just asking. I just want to make sure I have the story right. It doesn't do me any favors to report something if there's inaccurate information floating around. And if you can't go to the source, then where are you going to go?
Like, oh, we're not allowed to use that meme. It's not a meme. It's an insult. Where did you hear the meme? A detractor. So why would you use it in the chat of the people who get insulted by when you say that?
But aren't Rich and Lolcow Live detractors for Rich? And you don't mind using their memes, right? So it was okay to do it for, it's okay to do it for Thief, but not for Ree, right? All right then. And he wonders why people call him a hypocrite.
Right? All right, well, I'm telling you, someone tipped me. And in the tip said, just so you know, over in Void's chat.
So we just believe everything people say just off the rip. He literally doesn't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see how he's trying to worm his way out of it? Like, he's like, well, I was told this. And you already condemned him, basically. And yet again, we were trying to get eyewitness accounts to prove it. But then you unban him. Now you're flip-flopping on him because you don't want to lose him as a Paypig. And on top of that, I don't know if Void has any influence or not. But if he do, he doesn't want that shit to look bad on Phil, let alone if the guy could actually convince people to leave. Yikes! Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it really that easy, Phil? Like, I mean, I've been gone for like 10 months or whatever it's been. But have you really fallen this low? I thought the internet loved you and shit. I thought Kino Casino gave you a second lease on life and on your career. And we're sitting here fighting over Paypigs? All right, well, whatever. I guess we all measure success differently, I suppose.
He's saying negative things about you to Rend to try to get Rend to not be your supporter anymore. I'm serious. This is what just happened. No, Void, stop it right now. What you're saying is so stupid and tremendously dumb. You insulted all of my supporters this morning. Admit it. Stop trying to pussyfoot around it and be like you didn't. You absolutely fucking did it. 100%. You said a bad thing, and instead of owning it like you should, be like, all right, I said it. I fucked up. I'm sorry.
I mean, you couldn't do that with Craig. You went ahead and kept throwing a bunch of shit in his fucking way for him to sift through because you weren't man enough to admit that you sat there and lied to him for 5 hours. No, you had to cry and complain about how they shitted on you the next day. Then you had to push the goalpost back even further and say, not only did they shit on you the next day, but they made money off you. Then you pushed the goal back even further and said, not only did they shit on you the next day, not only did they shit on you for profit the next day, but it was also detractors, trolls, haters, and critics that were giving them money to do so. Then when none of that shit stuck, then you had to go back and get it. Then you had to really get it to your bag, right? We had to really go into our bag of snorts for this one. Then you had to sit there and say, then you said that that interview, which you said initially went well, hurt you so bad that you had something lined up, like another event that you were going to have guests on. And you said that you had to cancel the whole event because they looked at that interview and saw the optics and saw how bad the optics were. and we're like, yeah, we can't do anything with you. We had to bail out. And that's where you really fucked up on, and you still don't even realize it. But I caught this a while ago. This will be my first time saying it. What Phil really meant to say was that follow-up, that debriefing that they had the next day, the side scrollers did, he should have said that right there is what fucked me over and caused that special event not to happen. He didn't do that. He said that the interview looked so bad to the secondary and third parties that's why they decided to pull out from doing any collaborations with him. He literally fucked himself over and killed his own narrative because he wasn't thinking. He was so emotionally in his bag. He wasn't actually thinking straight on what he was trying to use to condemn Craig. Because remember, DSP is not quote unquote condemning side scrollers or stuttering Craig for the interview. He's condemning them for what happened the next day. Whatever. I'm not here to fucking help this idiot. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to help your fucking enemies or whatnot when they make mistakes. That doesn't help. That doesn't provide good entertainment.
Because you know what? Now I gotta talk about this publicly. All right. Are you aware that because you didn't give me the chance to defend myself after the interview, you did a bullying show where you ragged on me and I wasn't there to defend myself against any of that? Do you know how that hurt me and my viewers and my content? You probably don't.
Hold on. Let me just talk about this real quick. Europe, and by the way, this is something that I do want to talk about. You were upset that we went live and talked about this, and you were pissed that you weren't there to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You did a decompression show literally immediately after. You did a decompression show about Keemstar last week, and he wasn't there to defend himself. You did the exact same thing that we do, Phil.
Whoa. You just proved you don't watch my decompression shows. You just proved it. The decompression shows have nothing to do with talking about and ragging on the guest that just appeared. In fact, last week with Keem, I had a whole stream where I said, we are not going to talk bad about this man. Instead, we're just going to talk about the future, building bridges and things like that. We didn't say one negative word about Keem. I didn't accept negative contributions. I told my audience, do not contribute and insult Keem. And they didn't. Because that's wrong. That's capitalizing on an already bad situation. Because now I'm going to talk, Craig. Please let me speak, okay?
Go crazy.
After the interview, I had to cancel a whole fucking show that I had planned that was called DSP Asks It. I had guests lined up to be on the show that I was going to interview. It was a big project that I had lined up for my React channel. I had to cancel it because the guest said, well, after the side scrollers appearance, they really dumped on you. It's not the interview we have issue with. It's the fact that they dumped on you. So now literally everyone who saw your interview thinks you're an asshole. So because of that, we're canceling. So I had to cancel the whole show. My followers came out and said, we didn't mind the interview. I'm not done yet. Okay. Let me finish.
Okay.
After the interview, my followers said, we don't care about the interview. We care that they ragged on you after. Now it makes you look like an asshole. Now that makes us look like an asshole. We all want to be your fans, but how can we do it when the entire interview hates you now? Right? And you don't understand. What you thought you were doing was decompression. Let's just be honest. But what you did is you gave more avenue for the people who already hated me to hate more. All you did was you gave a public grandstanding spectacle to my detractors. And the worst part about it, Craig, you publicly monetized it. You monetized bullying. That's the problem with what you did the day after. You hurt my business. You hurt my followers. You hurt me. You owe me an apology for that. I don't care about you not checking the interview. The email. I care about the fact that you not once, but then again later down the line, monetized hate against me. I literally never monetized hate against you ever. Ever. I didn't mean to insult your friends. I shouldn't have said I went too far. Instead, you're trying to say it's not an insult. Yes, it is. No one's stupid.
I mean, you're pretty stupid. And the people who give you money are pretty stupid too. Let's not say nobody here is stupid. That's all I'm trying to point out. Let's not say that nobody here is stupid. There's a lot of ignorant motherfuckers in this situation.
Yes, Ren, you're right. What's happening, just so everyone knows, all right? These last few weeks have been very good for me on Kick. Very good. All right. We've got a group of people over there that like me streaming over there. They're supporting me in droves. I'm getting tons of subs and gifted subs. It's helped me a lot. I just got paid. All right. I made a lot of money. This is great. It's helping me. It's supporting me and my family.
Wait how this shit gets retroactive. See how this shit gets omitted in a few months. Like, remember this moment. Because he did the same thing with the Emerald 7 situation. He tried to do the same thing with Vestry, with all the money he made on Vestry. Tried to do the same thing with King Tut. So sooner than later, this is all going to be memory hold. So remember this moment. I will. Pepperidge Farm will always remember, of course.
So now what's happened is my detractors are targeting the people who are supporting me on Kick and trying to pit them against each other and trying to do fucked up stuff. As you know, I'm not even involved. I'm literally not even involved.
Well, wait, doesn't that make Void and Ren, by extension, Dents? What do you mean that the detractors are trying to turn people against each other so they can fuck me over? How does that work? Are they really fucking idiots? Are they really people who can't think for themselves and just do whatever people say, or do whatever people say and or tell them to do? I don't know, Phil. You're not painting a very strong picture on what your audience, on the cognate ability of your audience. I'm just saying. I'm not here to judge anybody. That's a lie. I'm here to judge everybody. But I'm here to judge everybody. But this doesn't look good, Phil. This doesn't look good at all, man.
Right? I'm just sitting here playing Call of Duty. I have nothing to do with it. Right? But this is what I do. This is exactly what they do. And then I'll find out later, weeks later, oh, are you aware that one of your biggest supporters now is hanging out with your detractors? No, why are they doing that? I don't know what's going on. Oh, because your detractors talk to them and talk shit about you, and now they're with them, and now they just convince them to not support you anymore. I have nothing to do with any of this. This is childish bullshit to me. You understand? If you like my content, if you enjoy my streams, if you want to see them continue, please support them. All right? If you're into drama and hang out with a bunch of schoolyard bullies, which is all they are, they think, you see, we can bully Phil from behind the scenes. He won't even know about it. You just gotta stop this shit. Just stop it.
I mean, you can't even really deal with the quote-unquote bullying that happens right in front of your snout. So what's the point of worrying about what's going on behind the scenes? Whatever. Semantics.
It's nonsense, okay? Void. Maybe eventually I'll get around to being able to do some lobbies with people. I wouldn't even want to do a lobby with people right now anyway. I'm trying to learn the game. I'm trying to do all the unlocks. I'm trying to do the early shit. Do you understand?
I mean, so maybe being on a team with a bunch of viewers would be a good thing then. It would kind of make it easier on you. You know what I'm saying? As someone who's been playing a little bit of zombies, being on a squad is super helpful. Especially if we're going for camos and unlocks and shit like that. On top of that, give me a second. Saying that you're going for unlocks is a cop-out because that just comes through natural progression of the game. Headshots and everything else, the challenges, I should say, doesn't necessarily work that way. So what the fuck are you even talking about? Womp womp.
I'm not a full-time Call of Duty player who I'm playing countless Call of Duty streams. I'm trying to get enjoyment out of the game while I can in the early stages. Maybe
in the early stages, you mean where everybody's still trying to learn something so it doesn't make you look like a complete and total idiot? You mean like, Phil, when Street Fighter 6 came out and you were hoping to try to get into the top of the heap by taking advantage of a bunch of players that were inexperienced or hadn't played the game in a long time? Oh, you mean like how you try to jump into Marvel vs. Capcom Collection? Or Capcom Collection, I think it's... No, it's Marvel vs. Capcom Collection. How you try to jump into that and try to take advantage of noobs, which are just new players, right? And you try to eat on them, eat off them, and scrub players and shit until the real killers came out and you got bodied, and then we started complaining about how we had connection issues and rollback netcode and all that bullshit. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'll say, let me stop. Like I said, I'll be cutting you up all day. I mean, like I said, it's been a while since I ain't cut some bacon off your back, at least in video form. But goddamn, dude, we got all night. We got all night. There's many videos that I need to do, so let me go ahead and let me ease up on this shit. There's no reason to jump in this shit head first.
In a few weeks, when things calm down, we've got the unlocks. Maybe then, oh yeah, let's do a lobby. Let's get the community in here, and we can figure out a way to do it. Right? It's not even on my mind right now. So why you're so upset that I'm not doing it, I don't understand. This is not something I've ever done. I haven't done it in many, many years, actually. Because...
Wait, so how long ago was it when he did it with Kino Casino? But we haven't done this for many years, though. All right, whatever. I get it. I get it. Can't bring out details. It's like forbidden math. You can't sit there and start bringing out the magical thing that's called evidence, that's called history, that's called examples. Can't do that. That's bad. That's that's real bad. That's what makes you a stalker.
the detractors will try to ruin it. You understand? Like, that's also why the detractors are trying to get people upset that I'm not doing it, because they want to show up and ruin it. I've been here, done this a zillion times. Like, I know how it works. You know what I mean? It wasn't born yesterday. So I think people should just relax, okay? Really. I mean, they need to.
It's funny too, right? Because like I said, I've been out of this video form shit in like 10 months. And yet this right here doesn't sound any different than what I heard last year when he was playing Call of Duty. And when people were complaining about why won't you play with viewers. This is literally copy paste. So I really didn't miss much. The point of this, ladies and gentlemen, is don't ever feel like you can't take a break from this shit and come back, whether you're a viewer, whether you make content, whether you think about making content, whatever. Don't ever think you can't step away from this shit and you're going to actually miss something. You're really not. There'll probably be small details that you may not catch, but go to Detractor Twitter, go to the forums, go to Goutopia.net, big ups to that, and big ups to Proper. Well, I was going to say Reddit, but that shit got nuked last time I heard, which is unfortunate. There's plenty of places you can go to pick up information if you need it, like little gems and shit. But other than that, if you're just talking about surface level, just surface level bacon, it's always going to be out there. You trust me, you're not missing much.
Relax and just enjoy life and stop talking to detractor losers. I want you to think about this. Some people are on the internet creating content for people to watch and enjoy. Others are literally sitting there hate watching and trying to convince people not to enjoy content that they find enjoyable. Who do you think are the better people on planet Earth right now? People who want to bring you entertainment and joy, or people who want to take that away from you?
I don't know how you're bringing entertainment and joy when you bitch about every game that you play. On top of that, I don't know if there's really anybody who's saying not to watch you. I think it's really more of you probably should reconsider whether you should contribute to you. And that I don't think that's a bad thing in the fact that you give very little, if nothing, honestly, to the very audience that watches you. You showing up is as you said, this is your job. That's just a prerequisite. That's just something that's expected of you. But what are you actually doing that justifies people giving you their money, right? You can't even really justify why people should give you their time, which is already far more valuable. But what do you do? What do you provide? What needs do you serve that justifies you demanding at times, honestly, people's money? I'd love to know. I want to know.
Right? I rest my case. So I think everyone should just relax, sit back, stop with the nonsense. I don't want to hear detractor meme jokes in my chat. They're not funny. Get it? They're not. Oh, saying that all of my fans are now contributing today and I had a big day today because they got their disability checks. That's not funny at all.
But it was funny, though, when Kino Casino said, like, clowns and makes jokes about your wife being a horse and being fat. And the first thing you do is, oh, they're just trying to razz me or whatever. So that's funny. And we can let that slide. But we can't let slide someone saying that your audience is dead. And the only reason why the money's coming in is because disability checks showed up. I mean, I would say priorities, but whatever. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But then again, if your wife is not really your wife, and she's just a roommate, she's just a prop, she's just a shield, she's just a beard, she's just window dressing, maybe that explains some stuff. Maybe you don't worry so much if people take shots at her. I know the girl's a little bit more rotund than she was like 4 or 5 years ago. Jesus Christ, Phil. You could go ahead and try to stand up for your woman, if she really is your woman, of course, at least somewhere. Something. It makes you wonder if Kino Casino even really respects you. Any man who can't stand up for his wife more than likely can't stand up for himself. But you're willing to go ahead and try to rally the troops against this one Dent to try to preserve this one Paypig? Make it make sense.
Actor meme jokes in my chat, they're not funny. Get it? They're not. Oh, saying that all of my fans are now contributing today and I had a big day today because they got their disability checks. That's not funny at all. That's fucked up.
I think it's funny.
Right? It's none of your business how anyone gets money or what they spend it on. So you don't say that shit in someone's chat. It's insulting. I don't care if it's a detractor meme or not. It's fucked up. Right? So I've had enough of this shit and I'm not going to put up with it.
Hold up. Let me go back. He says it's not your business on how someone gets their money and how they spend it. But you still feel comfortable enough with begging for money to pay your bills. And then when people ask you, hey, did you pay set bills? Or when you were begging for money to take care of this thing that happened in the kitchen, or this washer and dryer, or this thing that happened in the bathroom, you tell them it's none of their business. They shouldn't be asking you private stuff. God damn it. Like I said, man, we're dipping into this gouty forbidden magic and shit. We're asking too many goddamn questions.
How anyone gets money or what they
My bad. I didn't go back far enough. Sorry about that. Should be right here.
today because they got their disability checks. That's not funny at all. That's fucked up, right? It's none of your business how anyone gets money or what they spend it on. So you don't say that shit in someone's chat. It's insulting. I don't care if it's a detractor meme or not. It's fucked up, right? So I've had enough of this shit, and I'm not going to put up with it. You know, I give enough passes and shit where, okay, well, this person, maybe they didn't get it. And Void still hasn't apologized for it either, you know? So.
I mean, why would he? For one, you already unbanned him, so, I mean, not to say that that was a loss or a gain either which way, but he's already unbanned, so what the fuck does he need to apologize for? You're clearly not going to get rid of him. You're clearly, at least in some ways, intimidated by him. Because whoever the guy is that fucking Void was trying to convince to not give you money, the guy entertained him. So if he did, who's to say no one else wouldn't, or at least a few other people won't? So you're clearly, you know, somewhat bothered by the guy, which is the reason why you don't want to fucking ban him. I don't know. It makes you think.
All right, I'm going to play the game now, and I swear to God, if I see any more drama, I'm just going to start fucking banning people myself, and that's going to be the end of it. There's going to be no unbans either. I'm not putting up with this shit. I just want to fucking operate my business and play Call of Duty. I'm not the schoolyard monitor looking at people, you know, doing pranks on each other and shit, and being nasty to each other. This is so dumb and immature and a waste of my fucking time.
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Enemy marksman eliminated.
They've taken the lead. Hard point locked down.
Well, we don't know how to wall bang properly.
Hard point located.
See, and that's a common mistake too. Like, that's an old mistake, by the way, too. Here, let me bring this back for you. The concept of wall banging, right? If you get hit markers on a guy and they fade out of sight, that's probably when you should toss a throwable up there and whatnot. But after that, if you don't catch anything, then just abandon the situation unless you're planning on running in there. Other than that, you're just wasting bullets. You're just opening yourself up to be shot. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So he kind of had the right idea at first. Go ahead and see if you get some shots on him. Once that next guy came through, aim assist actually helped him with that, and I can actually prove that. Give me a second. That's literally aim assist. Truth be told, aim assist probably helped him initially to target the guy in the window in the first place, because I don't believe that he actually saw the top of that guy's head. Let me show you. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was initially aim assist. Then he kills that guy. That was aim assist. And then he kept wall banging. He probably should have, like I say, he should have given up on the wall banging after that. If you don't have a throwable to toss into that window, you should either, unless you're planning on going in there, then you either need to bolt to the other side of the map to get better visuals on him, or just continue to proceed in whatever the objective is.
Hard point located.
Shot him his nuts.
Hard point is active. Hard
Oh,
point is
man.
secure.
Yeah, he's a pretty shit player. No matter what, he's still a pretty shit player. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that was the end of our video as it pertains to that. Big ups to Raw Phil yet again, and big ups to Dark Dave Mirrors and whatnot. Pretty shit gameplay, pretty shit mindset. The situation is nothing new. No matter what, quote unquote, you would perceive good that happens to Phil, it'll never last because he don't appreciate anything. And because he don't appreciate anything, he doesn't know how to preserve anything. So there you go on that. All right, give me a second to basically transition this over, give you final thoughts, and then we'll keep it pushing. Actually, since I don't have it set up to like do music and everything like I used to, we can just move over. Give me a second. Is there nothing here? Interesting. There might not be anything there. Should have this cut out in post, but I'm gonna leave it here because why not? All right, so excuse me, we'll just stick with what we have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, final thoughts, and then I will let you guys go. As far as I'm concerned, this was all par for the course. This was all par for the course. I'm not surprised that it played out the way it did. We'll see if Void actually has any conviction to stand behind anything he says. History has proven that most Paypigs don't, or Dent, and usually they have to get smacked around for years at a time until they finally wake the fuck up. But this is a new generation of Paypig / Dents. Maybe he'll wake up, maybe he won't. So we'll wait and see on how that plays out. As for Phil, same shit, different day. To be honest, you go back far enough, you'll see the same behavior on YouTube. You'll see the same behavior on Twitch. You'll see a lot of this behavior on Twitch. This is nothing new at all. He does, and I guess a PSA for any Dents or Paypigs out there. He don't care about you. He don't value you. He sits there and he tries to say that he puts out meaningful content, and if you care about it, care about him and set content, support him. And then in the next snort, he'll tell you contribute because it'll make people like me mad, and that'll be sticking it to us. I don't give a hot fuck about none of that. I will fall asleep the next day and wake up the next day like it never happened, to be honest. The moment I step in front of this mic, I'm going to fucking clown you, I'm going to ridicule you, and I'm going to show you that you guys are the idiots that you are. Once I step away from this mic, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and talk to anybody else who's chronically online and see if they give a fuck, but I don't give a shit, to be honest. If you want to go ahead and waste away your retirement, waste away the money for a car, waste away the money for school, waste away your money for braces, all of this is true and all of this stuff has happened. You want to be like those idiots, go right the fucking head. You want to get yourself bankrupt 2 or 3 times to help Darkside Phil? True story. Do it. Go ahead and do whichever you want. I will sit back and laugh at it and whatnot. I will sit back and praise your ignorance and whatnot while shitting on you and saying that you are very much the ignorant bastard that DSP targets. I will lose no sleep and give no fucks. Trust me. Trust me. Don't let Phil go ahead and blow your head up and think that I give a hot shit about any of it. I don't. I will laugh at you and mock you just as I would do any other Dent. So there you go. And whoever it is that you run to for refuge or whatever, know that they don't respect you either. And they'll use you against Phil. And eventually, once they figure out who you are, and more importantly, what you are, they'll cast you out just as quickly. Food for thought. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next broadcast, whenever that may be, hopefully sooner than later. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, this is the Snort Report. This is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh, yes, a GTG Network Kit Productions. For the Snort Report, for SnortBucks Coffee Company, for Tim Snortons, and for Heart Snorts Gin and Tonic, I've been your host / anchor, GTG, and I'm signing off. Take care of yourselves, people. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Later.
Don't tell me I need a haircut. You can't walk a mile in my shoes cause I'm barefoot. Boss taking the toke, God's making the joke. With a Mickey Mantle rookie card close pinned in my spoke. I'm partying with the dead like Dia de los Muertos. People look at me funny cause I'm a scarecrow, but I don't care, bro, I'm snacking on apricots. I need my space like an astronaut. I'm in the sun chasing rum with the juice of a plum. In a singing mood and drinking booze like a palm. Someone stole my red bike, so I bought a blue one. I was sad, but fuck it, I got a new one. Chasing rum with the juice of a plum. In a singing mood and drinking booze like a palm. Someone stole my red bike, so I bought a blue one. I was sad, but fuck it, I got a new one. I wanna live in Bolivia, be oblivious. I'm sick of always having to deal with these idiots. The ignorance is ubiquitous and it's hideous. When I get lucky, that's when I'm the wittiest.